Welcome to this amazing video where we uncover the top 2 most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins ever made. These classic American coins might look like the ones you use every day, but a few special versions have become true collector's treasures worth thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars because of their rarity and historical importance. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter dollar from 1994 with the D mint mark, a coin that carries decades of American history within its small silver-gray surface. Even in circulated condition, this coin remains a fascinating piece that connects the past with the everyday lives of millions of Americans. The Washington quarter has been one of the most recognizable and trusted coins in the United States for over 90 years. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, it quickly became a permanent part of the nation's circulating coinage, continuing to this day with modern variations. The obverse side of the 1994 quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. His strong, confident profile reflects leadership, courage, and integrity, traits that made him the father of the United States. Even in a circulated condition, the design still carries that timeless dignity. Above Washington's portrait, the word "Liberty" is inscribed in bold letters, symbolizing the very foundation upon which the United States was built. To the left of his neck, you can see the motto, "In God We Trust," which has appeared on quarters since 1932 and continues to represent faith and national identity. Beneath Washington's image lies the date, 1994, marking the year the coin was minted. To the right of the date, you'll find a small D mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most productive mints in the United States. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays the traditional heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch. The arrows symbolize strength and defense, while the olive branch represents peace, together creating a balance that perfectly captures the American spirit. Around the top of the coin, you'll see United States of America, and the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This phrase highlights the unity of the nation, formed from many states and people coming together as one. At the bottom, the denomination, quarter dollar, tells us the coin's face value, 25 cents. Even after years of use, this inscription remains clear and bold, a lasting reminder of the craftsmanship that went into each coin. The 1994 D quarter is made from a copper-nickel composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, layered over a pure copper core. This gives it a strong metallic resilience, which is why so many 1994 quarters still circulate today, even after 3 decades of daily use. When you hold a circulated coin like this, you can often see signs of age, scratches, dulling of the shine, and worn edges. These marks are not flaws but rather proof of the coin's long journey through countless hands, registers, and pockets across the country. Each scratch tells a story. Maybe this coin was once part of a child's allowance, or maybe it helped buy a morning coffee decades ago. Every fingerprint and every touch adds to its character, turning it from a simple object into a piece of shared history. The Denver Mint, where this coin was made, produced millions of quarters in 1994. Despite its high mintage, collectors still find these coins interesting, especially when they remain in decent circulated condition with visible details. The Washington portrait on the obverse remains iconic. Even though the lines may have softened over time, the overall image of Washington's face still captures the strength and calm that defined his leadership during the nation's founding years. The eagle on the reverse side is equally symbolic. With wings spread, it represents freedom and vigilance, standing as a proud emblem of America's enduring values. The level of detail, even on a worn coin, shows the care and skill that went into the mint's craftsmanship. If you look closely at the 1994 D quarter under good lighting, you may notice a soft silver-gray tone. This color comes from the nickel surface, which can darken or dull over time due to exposure to air, moisture, and constant handling. The reeded edge of the coin, those fine grooves around its rim, was originally designed to prevent counterfeiting and coin shaving. Even today, the edge adds a touch of precision to the overall design, though it may be smoother on a well-used coin. The Washington Quarter series underwent several design updates over the years, but the 1994 issue still carries the traditional eagle reverse, which was used from 1932 until 1998. That makes this coin one of the last few before the State Quarter series began in 1999. Collectors often appreciate this era of quarters because it marks the end of an important design era in U.S. coinage. The 1994 D is part of that final chapter, making it a nostalgic piece for anyone who remembers using these coins daily before the turn of the millennium. Even though it's a circulated coin, the 1994 D quarter still carries both sentimental and collectible value. It reminds us of an era before smartphones, digital payments, and modern technology, a time when coins like these played a bigger role in everyday life. The coin's weight, approximately 5.67 grams, and its diameter of 24.26 millimeters, have remained consistent for decades. These precise measurements are part of what gives the U.S. quarter its familiar, dependable feel. The Denver Mint's reputation for quality strikes means that even circulated coins like the 1994 D often retain sharp features, particularly around the lettering and date. These small details are what collectors look for when assessing a coin's grade. If you were to compare a brand new 1994 D quarter to a circulated one, you'd notice the difference in shine and sharpness immediately. Yet, there's a quiet charm to the worn piece. It's a coin that's been alive, that served its purpose across decades. For some people, the value of a circulated quarter isn't in its market price, but in the connection it provides to history. Holding one can feel like touching a piece of the past, a reminder of where we've been and how everyday objects can carry deep meaning. The Washington quarter from 1994 continues the legacy of American coinage that emphasizes liberty, unity, and strength. The combination of its design, metallic composition, and durability ensures it remains a lasting part of U.S. history. Even though this particular coin is not rare, its presence in circulation after more than 30 years is a testament to its resilience. Many of these coins still work quietly in daily transactions, unnoticed yet essential to the flow of commerce. Some 1994 D quarters might show toning or slight discoloration, shades of gray, brown, or even light gold. This natural patina adds depth and visual interest, making each coin unique in appearance. Over time, these small imperfections turn into stories. They tell us where the coin has been, in wallets, cash registers, toll booths, or maybe even coin collections before being spent again. When you hold a 1994 D quarter in your hand, you're not just holding metal. You're holding decades of history, thousands of moments, and countless transactions that shaped the everyday. The Washington quarter dollar from 1974 with the D mint mark. This coin, though small and often overlooked in everyday use, carries within it a rich story of American heritage, design, and craftsmanship that deserves to be remembered. Even in circulated condition, the 1974 D Washington quarter continues to hold its place as a timeless symbol of the nation's pride and history. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Its design, created by John Flanagan, became one of the most recognizable and enduring in American coinage. The 1974 issue, struck over 40 years later, still reflects that same artistic brilliance and respect for American tradition. On the obverse side of the 1974 quarter, we see the strong, noble profile of George Washington. His calm yet commanding expression symbolizes leadership, vision, and the enduring values of freedom and unity. The fine details of his hair, eyes, and neckline, though possibly softened by circulation, remain a testament to the skill of the engraver. Above Washington's head, the word Liberty stands proudly, a simple yet powerful reminder of the freedom upon which the United States was founded. To the left of his portrait, the national motto, "In God We Trust," is clearly inscribed, representing the spiritual foundation that continues to guide the country through generations. Just below Washington's image, the date, 1974, marks the year the coin was minted. To the right of the date sits a small letter D, indicating that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint mark connects it to one of the most active and historically important facilities in U.S. coin production. Turning the coin over, the reverse side showcases the bold heraldic eagle design, wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons, with an olive branch just beneath. This imagery powerfully represents America's balance between strength and peace, defense and diplomacy. Even in circulated condition, these elements remain visible and symbolic. At the top of the reverse side, we see the words, United States of America, curving elegantly across the edge of the coin. Just below that, the Latin phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one, emphasizes the unity of the states and the people that form the nation. The denomination, quarter dollar, is engraved across the bottom, confirming the coin's face value of 25 cents. Despite decades of circulation, these letters usually remain bold and easy to read, showing the durability and quality of the minting process used during that era. The 1974 D quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad, 75% copper and 25% nickel, over a pure copper core. This gives the coin its familiar silver-gray tone, though in circulated condition, it often takes on a softer, duller color due to years of use and handling. When viewed up close, a circulated 1974 D quarter often shows signs of wear, smooth high points, faint scratches, or light discoloration. These marks are not imperfections but instead evidence of a coin that has lived a long, active life in commerce. Each one has passed through countless hands, telling silent stories along the way. The Denver Mint, where this coin originated, struck millions of these quarters in 1974. Though not rare, each coin remains a small piece of American history. For collectors and history enthusiasts, even common coins like this serve as windows into the past, reminders of how the U.S. economy and society once operated. The eagle design on the reverse is particularly striking, even on a well-used coin. Its outstretched wings convey power and freedom, while the arrows symbolize readiness to defend liberty. The olive branch beneath the arrows adds a contrasting message of peace and hope, a perfect visual balance that defines the American spirit. Over time, circulated coins like the 1974 D quarter tend to lose their original luster. The shiny silver surface becomes muted, sometimes showing light gray or bronze tones. Yet, there's something special about this aged look, a kind of quiet dignity that comes only from years of service in circulation. The edges of the coin are reeded, with small ridges running around the rim. These were originally designed to prevent coin shaving, a practice where people would scrape small amounts of precious metal from coins. Even though modern quarters aren't made of silver, the reeded edge continues as part of the traditional design. The 1974 D quarter belongs to the final generation of coins before the Great State Quarter program began in 1999. That makes it part of the last era of quarters to feature the original eagle design, which had been in use since 1932. For that reason, many collectors see it as an important part of U.S. coinage history. Though most 1974 D quarters have minimal numismatic value in circulated condition, they hold tremendous historical value. They remind us of an age before digital payments and online transactions, when coins like these were essential for every purchase, from a morning coffee to a bus ride home. Holding a circulated coin from 1974 is like holding a time capsule. It might have jingled in someone's pocket during the Vietnam War era or passed through countless hands in local shops, markets, and vending machines across the nation. Its worn surfaces are a testament to decades of use and economic history. When you observe the fine details, even if faded, you can appreciate the precision of the original craftsmanship. The balance of lettering, spacing, and relief design makes the Washington Quarter one of the most aesthetically pleasing coins in U.S. history. The Denver Mint's reputation for quality ensures that many of these coins, even after heavy use, still show strong features. You can usually still make out Washington's profile clearly, as well as the details of the eagle's feathers and wings. If you look closely, you might also notice slight toning, subtle variations of gray, gold, or light brown across the surface. This natural color change happens over time due to exposure to air and handling. For collectors, this patina adds personality and uniqueness to each individual coin. The 1970s was a transformative decade for the United States, both socially and economically. Coins like this circulated through an America that was changing, from the post-Vietnam years to the rise of new industries and cultural shifts. The 1974 quarter, in its own quiet way, was part of that story. When you think about how many times this coin has exchanged hands, it becomes more than metal. It becomes a symbol of everyday life, of people buying groceries, paying for gas, or saving loose change in jars. It has seen countless moments, big and small, that form part of the nation's everyday rhythm. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters often keep circulated examples like this as type coins, representatives of a specific year or mint mark. Even if they don't carry a high market value, they complete the historical narrative of the series. In excellent lighting, even a circulated 1974 D quarter reveals subtle design textures, the curve of Washington's hair, the depth of the eagle's feathers, the crispness of the lettering. These small artistic details showcase the mint's commitment to precision and beauty. Though many people overlook coins as ordinary objects, they're pieces of living history. The 1974 D Washington Quarter tells a story not only about money but about time, craftsmanship, and national pride that spans generations.